Okay, let's go on to the next, which is integrations. So integrations, we have here 1, 2, 3 sections, 4 sections. Now, what we have is already an email integrations with Amazon SaaS, and then SendGrid and SMTP. So let's differentiate them first. Basically, these two are its own providers. We will be continuing to add more providers in the future, but this is already enough for you. Why? So, for example, if you are using Zoho, if you are using G Suite or Google Suite, so basically you can add them to your SMTP. So how do you add them? You just go here and then default email, enter here, and then your username, your password, enter your host, enter your port, and enter your secure type. So basically what you need to look up in yours on your side is on what port are you using for the email forwarding and your host. Basically, this is their server. If we're talking about Zoho, then you have to specify the specific server address for this one, which is usually given by them. You just have to chat their support, or you just have to read a few stuff on the internet, because servers are just the general destinations, or basically have the same IP addresses where you can point this integration to. Now, after that, you will choose TLS or SSL. So that's just a classification, but most likely you will be able to see that also. So for the username and password, this is the username for your emailing system. For example, you have Zoho, then your username in Zoho, and then your password in Zoho, and then the host IP address of that Zoho server, and then the port that server uses, so that you can forward SMTP. And then, of course, your email should be here. So it's just that basic. Whereas if we're going to connect SendGrid and Amazon SaaS, then you just have to paste the API key, which is relatively simple because it's already there. Here in Amazon SaaS, your region, enter your key, enter your secret key. So basically what you need to do is create an account with Amazon SaaS first, and then just add them here. So that's for the email integrations. Now we have e-commerce integrations, which is for payments and at the same time for sales as well. So here we have choices for a variety of countries, since we are doing this worldwide, which means you can use PayPal and Stripe, but most likely Stripe will be available for some countries like US, Singapore, European countries, and Australia, and some other countries. But generally, PayPal will be available for all. So here we have Paymongo, but this is available in the Philippines, so that there will be a specific choice for them wherein they could, buyers can opt in using their credit cards, debit cards, and other stuff. So Gcash is, I think, in Malaysia, in Indonesia, not sure, and Razorpay for India and some other countries. We will be also having this integration soon. So you have here Shopify, which is Shopify Payments, WooCommerce, and then Lazada is another popular e-commerce dropshipping type of site in the Philippines, and the users can connect to its payment system and order processing system. So that's for the e-commerce integrations. And then we have here messenger chatbot integrations. So if you are familiar with this one, these are also email integrations, but if you see its category, it's under messenger and chatbot integrations. Why? Because in the chatbot sequence, you will be amazed later on how it works. Because, for example, you have a person opting in your message, in your Facebook page or Instagram business page, then they are inquiring. You can send them with a series of replies, and after those replies, you can configure them to either opt in on, or to either activate a webhook, or opt in another email wherein they may automatically receive, or at least for you to be able to add them to the contact list immediately and to your broadcasting email service. So the difference between that is that here in chatbot integrations, it's not like having this individual services or providers, because it's so amazing that when you use the chat, in the Instagram and Facebook, you can create and tailor fit the entire process, the entire replies, and making use of what you already have without trying to duct tape everything just to work. So I think what the best way to even more understand this is to have a sample of this, which is something that we will show later in the Facebook and Instagram section. So the next one is workflow automation. So we have here Zapier and Integromat. So these are like data forwarding apps. If you are in marketing or online marketing, you most likely know of this already, and this is coming soon also. But we already have webhooks, and we have our own webhook server wherein you can activate information and just link the webhook to wherever you want it to be linked, and then the data will be processed. The webhook can be linked to Zapier, the webhook can be linked to Integromat, so that already works. But as much as possible, we want, like what we promise is like we want everything to be as seamless as possible, which is why we are integrating itself, Zapier and Integromat in Pro Elkan. So that's all for the integrations part of our video here. We'll see you on the next one.